At the Fish Shack in Byram, where we have great seafood and good daiquiris.
This is Brian Fulford. AD Drew and I are co-hosts of the BCSN Sports Wrap. We talk about all things related to HBCU athletics. From the games, teams, coaches, and fan interest stories, we cover it all. You can find our shows on Facebook at BCSN Sports Wrap, YouTube at MyJBN Online, and everywhere you listen to podcasts like Anchor, Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcasts. You can also find the show on the Jericho Broadcast Network's app. Make sure to download. We look forward to you joining the conversation and being a part of the show.
It's never too early to plant the seed, to share the tradition, and instill a sense of pride in your HBCU with your little ones. HBCU Pride and Joy Children's Boutique helps you share your school spirit with a wide selection of adorable kids' apparel and accessories officially licensed from your favorite HBCU. Visit hbcupridejoy.com and follow us on all social media at HBCU Pride Joy on Facebook and Twitter.
Okay, so how long have you been coming to Stanford?
Since 1987. I've forever loved Stansburgers because the people, they're real people. They help the community, and their family own and operate. And the food, the quality, and service has always been phenomenal. And anywhere I'm at, I always recommend people to them. It's great food, and you get enough love for your money. If you need a good place to eat and you want a good environment to support the community and support the effort of the Jackson community, I recommend Stamps Superburger to you because, like I said,
since 2002, Empowerment Resources, Inc., a nonprofit organization, has empowered more than 1,500 youth and adults in Duval and surrounding counties through its programs Journey into Womanhood, Girls Mentoring, Life Skills for Teens, and Parenting Education Coaching. To get involved with programs, volunteer, or donate, visit www.empowermentresourcesinc.org. Follow us on social media, facebook.com/empowerment.resources and instagram.com/empowermentJAX.
Have you had your Earth Blend coffee today? At Earth Blend Coffee, we take pride in offering you the very best of beans across the world, blended and roasted to perfection, giving you superior quality and satisfying and flavorful taste. Experience the world in one cup with Earth Blend Coffee.
If you're looking for quality seafood with friendly service, then the Fish Shack is the place for you. We're fast, fresh, and convenient, and ready to serve you today. You can order online and come in, or pick up your food curbside. We have outdoor seating as well. Need something to cool your taste buds? We have tasty daiquiris that you're sure to love. So come see us today at the Fish Shack in Byram, where we have great seafood and good daiquiris.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and for all those who's listening and watching it from around the world. And we are now live from the corner of Dalton and Lynch Street. It's the show where we take you inside the game before the game begins. It's the Pregame. Brought to you by Chambers and Galen Law Firm with your host, Charles Bishop and Neely. So get ready because we pregame harder than the other show's party. It's the Pregame.
And welcome to Mississippi Veterans Memorial Stadium, where today's matchup, Jackson State University takes on the Alabama A&M Bulldogs. Charles Bishop, of course, with my partner Neely. I tell you what, it is spring homecoming today for Jackson State as they get ready to take on this Alabama A&M team. This is the 30th matchup between the two. Jackson State leads the series 16-13. Neely.
Chuck, the energy out there is fantastic, man.
Yes, it is.
You know, we always open up the show with Coach O joining us, and so that's going to happen today live in the studio. So I'm not going to even try to articulate what he does when he brings to the table what he sees that team and the energy out there. But man, guys are bouncing around. The weather is fantastic. There is zero chance of rain while the ball is in play. And I got to admit, Chuck, when you looked at the storm that rolled through here last night, I thought the field would be in much worse condition. It's soggy. There's probably going to be some slipping and sliding, a little mud come up, but it is way better than I thought it would be. So the crowd is coming in dressed in blue. This game is going to go kick off live at 2 p.m. On ESPN. We got the VIP tents, in the south end zone rolling, man. Great energy out there. It's looking good. It's a great day to play Tiger football. And Chuck, Eastern Division opponent.
Eastern
Control
Division
what
opponent.
you can control. Do
There
your
you
job.
Go. Exactly.
If we handle business today, Chuck, we can, we'll check the updates and see what Valley State is going to do against Alabama State. We can see what happens in that spring Magic City Classic with A&M against Alabama State. But today it's on the Tigers.
Right. Exactly.
Jackson State to handle business. These guys are buying in. I'm not going to say bought in because there's some growth and maturity that needs to take place. These guys are buying in on what Coach Prime has been preaching. And simply put, Chuck, this is why you come to Jackson State. You come to Jackson State to show your talents on national TV.
There you go. Jackson State on national TV today, on ESPN today. We will get into all the storylines. We have a quarterback change. We have Quincy Casey coming in to start today for the Tigers. And I tell you what, we'll get into all those storylines right after this break here on the Black College Sports Network.
Follow the Black College Sports Network and all of our shows on YouTube. You can find us at MyJBN Online and on all social media at MyBCSN1.
Okay, so how long have you been coming to Stanford?
Since 1987. I've forever loved Stansburg because the people, they're real people. They help the community and their family own and operate. And the food, the quality, and service has always been phenomenal. And anywhere I'm at, I always recommend people to them. It's great food, and you get enough love for your money. If you need a good place to eat and you want a good environment to support the community and support the effort of the Jackson community, I recommend Superburger to you because, like I said,
Oh, baby, here we go.
Welcome back here to the pregame show. Charles Bishop and Neely. Of course, we always start these live segments with none other. Coach Otis really is the director of recruiting for Jackson State University. Coach, there are a lot of storylines into this game with Jackson State and Alabama A&M. One of the main storylines, Memphis, Tennessee native, Ridgeway High School product, Quincy Casey getting his start today for the Jackson State Tigers.
Yes, indeed. Quincy Casey coming out today, getting his second start as a JSU Tiger. He's done everything the coaches have asked him to do to prepare for this moment. The coaches felt like it was a good time in this point in the season to give him his shot. And so the kid, man, he's been preparing. I'm looking forward to see what he can do.
No doubt about it. We take a look, and Coach Prime has made mention of the preparation from Monday to Friday in preparation for Saturday. Quincy apparently has done the work to prepare himself for today.
Without a doubt. And not just this week, going all the way back when we reported January the 4th. Kid has been buying in from day one. And so, you want to reward kids when you can. That's not taking anything away from Jalen, but we felt like we needed a different, an energy boost, just to get some life back into that program, that locker room. And so I think that's what Quincy's going to do for us.
Yeah. Yeah, that's phenomenal, man. And because you're exactly right. This ain't his first time being here. He's been under that center before. He's led us. I think it was that SWAC MEAC Challenge game against Bethune-Cookman. That he was having a phenomenal game. And that's one thing the coaches you see in the preparation of the squad, that these guys that are on the depth chart, so to speak, they have to be ready. And to see the preparation that he's put in, and for your name and number to be called for a game that means this much, and for your coaches to have that kind of confidence in you, I believe that says a lot about what that young man brings to the table.
Without a doubt. And it speaks to the character of the young man in the locker room and how his teammates look at him. With the starting quarterback role, the guys have to be bought into that guy. Mm-hmm. They have to feel like that leader can get them through the tough spots in the game and can get that W pulled out. And so with that being said, the guys believe in Quincy and the coaches believe in Quincy. Now it's up to him to come out and execute at a high level. We're not asking him to play flawless, but we ask him to play great, play a good, clean football game and give us a chance to win this ball game.
Coach, we got our hands full today with NFL caliber quarterback in Quill Glass. Over the last 2 seasons, he's thrown for over 6,000 yards, 56 touchdowns. What are some things that Jackson State's defense has to do today to get to this tough quarterback?
We got to disrupt that pocket. That's the first thing we need to do, get pressure on the quarterback. And definitely a great quarterback, NFL graded quarterback, so he'll have an opportunity to play at the next level at some point. But with that being said, we have to disrupt that pocket, play tight coverage on the outside. Don't let those guys get any breathing space. And then, don't get me wrong, guys, he's a good quarterback and they got a good offensive system. They're going to get their opportunities to make plays. This is college football. But with that being said, we have to do our part. When they make those plays, we got to make more than them. We got to come back and forget that play and get back the ball and get a sack on the next play. Get a loss of, a tackle for loss on the next play. Whatever we have to do, we have to just keep fighting back, play after play.
Coach, you talked about don't play a perfect game, but give us that opportunity, give us that chance, play, be good, be great out there. That's going to start with that offensive line, giving him that time. And I know that, we got some slippery spots out there from that rain, but the environment is the same on both teams. What did you see from the prep in this week for that offensive line, coming off, quite frankly, some down games and now having a new quarterback behind them? What did you see from them this week that gives you the encouragement that they're going to step up or are moving in that right direction?
Well, they're still gelling as a unit. And my biggest thing with them, as a man, you don't want to get your manhood challenged. And the last couple of games have kind of brought that spotlight on that room. And they're getting that manhood challenge. So how do you respond to that? How do you respond when your family, when you have to, you got the last dollar in the house and the light's about to get cut off?
Yeah.
Are you going to turn your back and walk away from your family? Or are you going to bow your neck and get to work, get out there in the field and get it done? You know what I mean? So that's where we at right now with the offensive line. You got to be blue collar at that position. No, you're going to get blamed for every sack, whether it's yours or not. You're going to get blamed for every tackle for loss, whether it's yours or not. But your mentality, how do you respond to it? How do you respond to that adversity? You got to look at the man next to you. Have his back.
Yeah.
If you guys do that all 5 across the board, you got a chance to respond with it.
Let's dig a little deeper on that. Coach, I'm not an excuses guy. Right. It is what it is. We go to war with what we got, and this is what we got. But talk to us about when you mentioned that offensive line still coming together. Talk to us about, since January, the changes at center and positions and injuries that have happened. Because I don't know if the average Tiger fan out there is understanding that those ain't the same 5 guys week to week that you've been seeing.
Yeah, we're probably on our 10th combination of starting 5.
Wow.
And when I say 10th combination, so you didn't play 10 games, of course, but between practices, starting out in training camp, we've lost. We're on our 4th center, a walk-on center, Vince Sampson. He's doing a phenomenal job filling in. But let's make no bones about it. When you put a guy on scholarship money, that means he has some extra value. And we've lost 3 guys that have a lot of value at their center spot. And then when you lose the first 2 guys, you have to take your all-conference tackle and move him inside to play center. And then he goes out. And so, like you said, we don't make excuses. That's something we don't do in the offensive line room. Whether Coach Markson is in there, whether I'm in there, whoever is at Jackson State, we're not going to make excuses about how we're doing our job. We just got to figure out how to get it done. And so with that being said, you missed some key pieces. They'll be back, but this is your opportunity to shine. What are you going to do with it? People are watching you now. Do you really want people to think that you cannot get the job done, even though you're the guy that has been given to right now? And so these guys are responding. I'm excited about it. I'm going to be watching Vince closely today. We're going to make sure he does a good job for folks.
No doubt about it. Well, you've coached against Coach Connell Manor, Alabama A&M's head football coach. He's never shy in terms of his braggadocio, if you will. And I tell you what, I had an opportunity to talk with him this past week, and we'll take a listen to what he had to say.
Today on Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab.
No big deal to me. I mean, you want to meet in Atlanta, we'll play in Atlanta. It don't matter. We can make it a classic. You don't have to come here. We don't have to go there. If they say it's too far, we can meet halfway. We look for a game, looking for a game. We want to play the best. We don't duck and dodge. Ain't no Evan Waters on my schedule. 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 Ain't no Evan Waters on my schedule.
Just saying. With that, Coach Maynard, we're going to let you have the last word.
There you go, Coach Cardell Maynard, Coach. He gave us all the bulletin board we needed, huh?
Yeah, you can definitely say he's been paying attention to our schedule. That's the first part. But with that being said, we schedule anybody who wants to be scheduled, and we're not afraid to play anybody. And when you look at those schedules, I think we'd play more football games than them.
Yeah.
And so I think we'd have been to that hump a little bit. We've been over that hump a little bit more than they have. And so they should be excited to get on that field with us today. And I think he is. I think his team will be prepared. But sometimes you just let a sleep and giant lie.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
They done poked him. And if I don't know nothing, I know about Giants because I am Big Sexy, the Giant Killer. And I can tell you they done poked the wrong one today, Coach. Let's put up 30.
We need a little bit more than 30.
Let's put up 45.
I can see that. Okay. I like to see 45.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, well, and that's what we'll send him. Since you want to check the schedule, check the scoreboard.
Check the scoreboard, Doc.
Yeah,
no doubt about it.
There we go.
No doubt about it.
Coach Otis really always gives it to us hot and heavy here on the pregame show here on the Black College Sports Network. We'll take a break and we'll come back with some more.
The Cuvée Group is a Florida-based marketing and training consulting firm. We help businesses communicate to their target audience and engage them in conversation. We also help to expand their audiences, which will ultimately result in growth for those organizations. In addition to being a certified constant contact specialist, my colleagues and I are also certified in John Maxwell Leadership Principles. We use these proven principles to conduct workshops, training, and private coaching sessions for individuals and companies looking to take things to the next level. Contact us to schedule a free consultation. Issues today, don't delay, call Cuvée.
This is the Dean of the College of HBCU Sports, Kenyatta Cavill of Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Come mix it up in the lab where the course lecture is in session every Tuesday from 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time on Facebook Live, YouTube Spreaker, or the BCSN app, as we discuss all things about the HBCU sports culture, including exploring the week that was in the sporting HBCU diaspora, as well as the upcoming week of HBCU sports. With me, the Dean, the College of HBCU Sports, on Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Course lecture dismissed.
If you're looking for quality seafood with friendly service, then the Fish Shack is the place for you. We're fast, fresh, and convenient, and ready to serve you today. You can order online and come in, or pick up your food curbside. We have outdoor seating as well. Need something to cool your taste buds? We have tasty daiquiris that you're sure to love. So come see us today at the Fish Shack in Byram, where we have great seafood and good daiquiris.
This is Ryan Fulford. AD Drew and I are co-hosts of the BCSN Sports Wrap. We talk about all things related to HBCU athletics. From the games, teams, coaches, and fan interest stories, we cover it all. You can find our shows on Facebook at BCSN Sports Wrap, YouTube at MyJBN Online, and everywhere you listen to podcasts like Anchor, Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcasts. You can also find the show on the Jericho Broadcast Network's app. Make sure to download. We look forward to you joining the conversation and being a part of the show.
It's never too early to plant the seed, to share the tradition, and instill a sense of pride in your HBCU with your little ones. HBCU Pride and Joy Children's Boutique helps you share your school spirit with a wide selection of adorable kids apparel and accessories officially licensed from your favorite HBCU. Visit hbcupridejoy.com and follow us on all social media at HBCU Pride Joy on Facebook and Twitter.
Okay, so how long have you been coming to Stanford?
Since 1987. I forever loved Stansburg because the people, they're real people. They help the community and their family own and operate. And the food, the quality, and service has always been phenomenal. And anywhere I'm at, I always recommend people to them. It's great food, and you get enough love for your money. If you need a good place to eat and you want a good environment to support the community and support the effort of the Jackson community, I recommend Stamps Superburger to you because, like I said,
Since 2000.
And welcome back to the pregame show here at Mississippi Veterans Memorial Stadium. It is Neely, it is Bishop. Of course, we always go to our DJ high in the sky. It is a DJ Unpredictable. He gives us the flavor of what's going on in the stadium. What's going on, sir?
What's going on? The pregame show, baby, the 1400 Club. Thank y'all for having me. What's going on, brothers?
Media center attached to the locker room, and I tell you, man, behind our wall is Alabama A&M's locker room, and they've been bouncing around over there, but we know those Tigers are bouncing around this too, man. Tell us about the energy. We heard the boom just marching in. What are you seeing up there from the DJ booth?
Well, listen, man, speaking of the boom, I flipped my camera around, and there we have it, the boom coming in. As you can see, the stadium is beginning to fill up for the blue and white weekend. Some call it homecoming, but you know what I mean. It is what it is, man. I'm just happy to be here. The team is bouncing around on the field. I don't care what the puppies are doing in the locker room, but our team is on the field bouncing around.
No doubt. No doubt. Well, I tell you what, you always get the players hype in pregame warm-ups. Saw some guys bouncing around down there. What was on the playlist today?
Well, man, as always, we take it to Washington Edition neighborhood. We take it to Sub 1 and Sub 2 neighborhood. You know what I mean? So we have a bunch of fun on game day. Did y'all hear me?
No doubt about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you kicked off some events this weekend. You know, we were down there for the We Came to Play block party.
Yeah.
So talk to us about, man, We Came to Play this weekend with your block party, your day party, and give us a little teaser about Miami.
Listen, man, Labor Day weekend 2021 in South Beach, Miami will be something special. It's the kickoff of the fall football season with two great historically Black college universities, Jackson State University and Florida A&M University. And we came to play, man. We're just going to do our part. We're going to provide quality events for all the alumni that want to come down and just have a good time, man, without no foolishness. We're going to kick it off Thursday with a rooftop party at Dreams South Beach Hotel. Friday, we'll have an official Welcome to Miami party. And then Saturday, man, the Show Enough Denim and White yacht party hosted by Mr. Cortez Bryant, which is a outstanding alumni of the university.
No doubt about it. Well, I tell you what, you always bring the flavor. Pre-game warm-ups, man. We appreciate everything you do. Give us that look from high in the sky up there in the press box.
Right, man. So I'll give y'all one more look at the football team warming up. And then, hey, man, yeah, I don't know how good y'all can see that, but we're here. We are here.
The game is kicking off live at 2 p.m. over ESPN. Not ESPN Ocho or you or 3, but the big station, ESPN, and our game day DJ.
Yes, sir.
Sound boom, sonic boom of the South. You know, a lot of teams, man, DJ Unpredictable, man, keep doing your thing. I said, hey, look at you might see me on the rooftop.
Hey, you know what? I will see you on the rooftop this time, brother. Now that I know where y'all at.
No doubt about it. That's DJ Unpredictable. We'll be right back after these messages here on the Black College Sports Network.
Empowerment Resources, Inc., a nonprofit organization, has empowered more than 1,500 youth and adults in Duval and surrounding counties through its programs Journey into Womanhood, Girls Mentoring, Life Skills for Teens, and parenting education coaching. To get involved with programs, volunteer, or donate, visit www.empowermentresourcesinc.org. Follow us on social media, facebook.com/empowerment.resources and instagram.com/empowermentJAX.
Have you had your Earth Blend coffee today? At Earth Blend Coffee, we take pride in offering you the very best of beans across the world. blended and roasted to perfection, giving you superior quality and satisfying and flavorful taste. Experience the world in one cup with Earth Blend Coffee.
If you're looking for quality seafood with friendly service, then the Fish Shack is the place for you. We're fast, fresh, and convenient, and ready to serve you today. You can order online and come in, or pick up your food curbside. We have outdoor seating as well. Need something to cool your taste buds? We have tasty daiquiris that you're sure to love. So come see us today at the Fish Shack in Byram, where we have great seafood and good daiquiris.
Follow the Black.
And welcome back to the pregame show here from Mississippi Veterans Memorial Stadium, Jackson, Mississippi. Jackson State and Alabama A&M. This is the 30th meeting between the two. Jackson State leads the series 16-13. We had an opportunity to talk with Mo Carter, who follows this Alabama A&M Bulldog team from the Huntsville area, and we'll go to that right now. And welcome back to the pregame show. Of course, in our Scouting the Opposition segment, we have Mo Carter, who is the sports director for WZDX in Huntsville. He covers the Alabama A&M Bulldogs. And I'll tell you what, Mo, we take a look at this Alabama A&M team. They haven't played since March 6th against South Carolina State. What sort of Bulldog team should we be looking for this Saturday?
Well, the Bulldog team that you will expect to see will be a very hunger and eager one that's out to basically not only win a football game, but they're also out to prove a point. Unfortunately, COVID-19 has literally been terrible for them indirectly because 5 of their games this year have been postponed or canceled because the opponent had to deal with COVID. And we've talked to Coach Connell Maynor multiple times each and every week, and it's the same thing. He was like, we get ready, and then all of a sudden these guys get disappointed, they get frustrated, but they totally understand what's going on due to the ongoing health issues that are happening in the United States of America. But considering that it seems right now that we're going to be playing a football game or whatever for this upcoming week, yeah, these guys are going to be ready to play. And also, there's still a lot ahead of them as well. And, of course, there's a lot of other key things that I'm pretty sure you and I will chat about in just a few moments.
Sure. A lot on the line this weekend. SWAC East matchup with Alabama A&M coming back. We take a look at this team. Everyone knows offensively, they are as potent as any team we've seen in the SWAC. I mean, when we go back to 2019, when we last were all playing, Alabama A&M's offense was producing 461 yards a game, 34 points a game. It all begins with the quarterback, Aqeel Glass, 6'5", 220 pounds.
Absolutely. Yes, Glass has been the guy that has been running this offense for quite a few years. Of course, he came in under the former head coach, James Spady, but then really flourished once Coach Connell Maynor got here. And, for people who know Connell Maynor, the coach, sometimes they tend to forget how good of a player Connell Maynor was as well. As a matter of fact, last year he was inducted into the MEAC Sports Hall of Fame after his prolific career at North Carolina A&T, where he broke multiple records passing, but they were running running a wing T type offense back then. So this kind of just shows you how good Coach Maynor was as a quarterback, and he also had some success in the Arena Football League. But yeah, Aqeel Glass is definitely a guy that a lot of the pro prospects have their eyes on, and actually A&M fans were really happy to see him actually come and play the spring and then say he's going to return for the fall, because there was a lot of talk about him possibly trying to dip his name into the 2021 NFL draft. But of course, he's a very tall guy, he's a very strong guy, and he's a very smart guy. He's an engineering major. I think he graduates this semester, if I'm not mistaken. And of course, he's an honor roll player. So he's a very, very smart guy. And one thing about him, he has done a very good job growing when it comes to just getting the ball away or getting the ball to his key targets. And I mean, across the board, he's got a lot of guys to get the ball to. Last year, A&M had two 1,000-yard wide receivers, and a dude for Ty Ibrahim and Xavier Moore. And a lot of that really came out about because Brian Jenkins Jr. got hurt earlier in the season. Now he's back. You add another guy like Du Hilaire who comes in, and you've got a couple of tight ends as well. And this passing game is pretty potent. Yes, they did lose everything back Jordan Bentley, but Coach Manor said it like this. He was like, look, we've got running back by committee, and for what they want to do, especially on this upcoming game against Jackson State, they want to still remain balanced. So I can't really say what running backs you'll see against Jackson State, but just know you'll probably see a good amount of guys or whatever. But offensively, yeah, it all goes back to Aquil Glass. He's just going to try to find a way to get the ball playmakers in space, the guys that are open, or even the ones that can make a great catch, maybe on some 50-50 balls as well.
Again, Coach Prime, he said it, Aquil Glass, he can spin it. You take a look at him over the past 2 years, more than 6,000 yards passing, 56 touchdowns, nearly a 60% completion rate. And you mentioned the targets, the weapons that he has. Abdul Fattah Ibrahim against South Carolina State, 6 catches for 81 yards and a touchdown. Du Hilaire, 2 catches for 83 yards and 2 touchdowns. Then you mentioned Xavier Moore. We go back to 2019. He had 58 catches, 1,057 yards. Kendrick Johnson, all swag tight end. Brian Jenkins, return swag. There are a lot of weapons at Aquil Glass' disposal. And then would you say that the passing game sets up the run with Gary Qualls?
I would say it would. However, a guy like Connell Manor will not tell you that. He will tell you straight up, look, we want to establish the run one way or another. Of course, when you had a guy like Jordan Bentley, it was very, very easy to do that last year, but that's not the case this year. But Gary Qualls is a guy that's been in the program a couple of years. I think he was a part of Maynard's first recruiting class, and he played a lot behind Bentley, especially on some third down situations. He's more of a scat back type guy or whatever, but at the same time too, you give him the ball in space, he will find a way to make a few guys miss, and he's got a burst of speed. And like I said, there are other running backs as well on there. One guy to mention is Antonio Robinson. He's a local kid who actually went to Coastal Carolina, but I guess he got homesick or whatever, so he actually came back here. He had multiple 1,000-yard seasons as a high schooler, playing as a backup to the guy who was the Mr. Football in the state of Alabama their senior year at the same position. So that guy's got a lot of potential as well. But let's go ahead and just say right now for Qualls' sake, yeah, he's the running back or whatever. And I mean, he's not a big guy. So behind that huge offensive line, sometimes you're going to miss him until he's making about 4 or 5 yards down the field. And of course, Coach Maynard did say this week in his press conference, hey, they took notice at what Southern did, trying to control the line of scrimmage. No, not trying. They did control the line of scrimmage against Jackson State in last week's game. And, they want to do something similar of that nature, but also at the same time, they also know that the passing game is a strong point for them. So it's just a matter of just trying to keep things balanced until you need to probably put the ball in the hands of Glass to win some ball games.
Speaking of...
Follow the Black College Sports Network and all of our shows on YouTube. You can find us at MyJBN Online and on all social media at MyBCSN1.
Okay, so how long have you been coming to Stanford?
Since 1987. I forever loved Stansburg because the people, they're real people. They help the community and their family own and operate. And the food, the quality, and service has always been phenomenal. And anywhere I'm at, I always recommend people to them. It's great food, and you get enough love for your money. If you need a good place to eat and you want a good environment to support the community and support the effort of the Jackson community, I recommend Superburger to you because, like I said,
welcome back to the pregame show. We got Neely. We got him on top of the roof again. What you got up there, buddy?
Man, the team just left the field. All the units are coming in. Coach Prime was just hugging and visiting with some of his special guests. I'm going to give you a hint because they're going to be on the show in a little while. One of his special guests just has one name like he does, one name like I do. The actor Leon will be joining us. He's here with Coach Prime. They were just hugging it in the end zone right there. Got the coaches going in, the players coming in, crowd is coming in. Alabama A&M is still on the field warming up. We are 34 minutes and 20 seconds away from kickoff. Chuck, good energy, man. Great weather. It looks like the field held up pretty good during warm-ups. 30 minutes from kickoff, it's still a little damp down there. Social distance in the stands. Not the crowd that we had against Southern, but, when you factor in the storms that we had last night,
right,
that kind of impacted things. But, man, good, energetic crowd that's here early. 33 minutes to kickoff, Chuck.
Well, I tell you what, Dealer, you always look so comfortable up there on the roof. You're giving us the energy of the crowd. I tell you what, the weather, that was a big storyline within the game. It looks as though we got a great day for football here at Jackson State.
Man, it is a great day weather-wise. It's not too humid, not hot, so Alabama A&M going to see how they respond. They haven't played football in a while. I think the first week of March. They've been off pretty much a month. Going to be interesting to see if they cramp up and how those things kind of, impact them. But, man, weather-wise, great day. Crowd looking good. Got some blue, got some red, got some white. I'm just speaking to some folks. It's a good vibe, Chuck. Good vibe.
No doubt about it. I'm getting texts right now. Everybody sees you up there on top of the roof. You mentioned that Alabama A&M has not played since March 6th, so that will be an interesting storyline with regards to what they look like here in this first quarter of play. But I tell you what,
it will be, man. I was trying to get a attention down there. Hey, Greg. Get here. We got another guest going to be joining us. That's Hall of Famer Robert Brazile. He's waving to us. He's here in attendance.
Awesome.
Yeah, so look, man, the stars are out. Hall of Famers are out. We're having a great time. Some of these folks are going to be coming on the show, particularly halftime and post-game, maybe some special interviews. Hey, watch this. Come with me.
Hey, it wouldn't be the rooftop
segment.
Y'all remember
my buddy
from
last
camera,
week, right?
Exactly.
Hey, man, we got the ESPN cameraman here. Always got to spend some time with him, Chuck.
Always.
How much Casey Nesbitt loves for me to get on this camera and shut ESPN down for everybody. So, who knows? They might happen again today.
No doubt about it, man. Daily up on top of the roof, man. Man, you got to come down here, man. We got people to interview, and you giving us all the energy up there.
Responsibly. Yeah, we'll come back down, Chuck, and then actually come back up to be up here for when the Tigers come out of that Tiger's mouth. And then we'll be up here when Chad Ford comes on. We'll do those interviews from up here. But, Chuck, let's, kick it back to part 2 of your most segment, man, and I'll make my way back down to the media room.
No doubt about it. We'll go here to part 2 of Mo Carter previewing the Alabama A&M Bulldogs.
Hey, they took notice at what Southern did, trying to control the line of scrimmage. No, not trying. They did control the line of scrimmage against Jackson State in last week's game. And, they want to do something similar of that nature, but also at the same time, they also know that the passing game is a strong point for them. So it's just a matter of just trying to keep things balanced until you need to probably put the ball in the hands of Glass to win some ball games.
Speaking of that offensive line, and I wanted to talk a little bit about them, somebody has to give Will Glass time to throw the football and Qualls an opportunity to run. Talk a little bit about A&M's offensive line.
So this offensive line is a unique bunch, primarily because you only have one returning starter playing this year, which is Fuquay. But at the same time, a bunch of the guys, they've had valuable time, received valuable minutes during the course of their time here on the Hill. One thing that I did love that Coach Maynard talked about in our preseason special for this year is the fact that they addressed the need. Right now on the roster, you literally have about 17 or 18 active offensive linemen. And at the end of the day, that is something that's almost unheard of on the FCS level. I mean, most times you hear about 12, maybe 13 or whatever. No, they've got nearly 20 guys on the offensive line. And even during the South Carolina game, South Carolina State, they were rotating guys in and out just to keep guys fresh and whatnot. And at the end of the day, they know what the deal is. They need to open holes. They need to protect the backside of a Quill Glass, and they need to give him time. They do all those three things, then all of a sudden, they're finding a lot of success on the football field against their next opponent.
So the questions around this Alabama A&M football team probably are more geared toward the defensive side of the ball, but they do have a couple of standouts over there. They're led by Armani Holloway and Marcus Cushine. Armani Holloway, when we last saw him, 2019, 114 tackles for Alabama A&M. Marcus Cushine, he had led the team with 7 sacks. They picked right back up where they left off against South Carolina State. Holloway, 10 tackles versus South Carolina State. Cushine, 2 sacks. Talk a little bit about this defense and what are they trying to get accomplished over there on that side of the ball?
I mean, it's no secret that Alabama A&M did struggle defensively during the first 2 years of Coach Connell Maynard's tenure. Now, granted, during those years, you talk about the guys who were here. During that time, you're talking about a unit that basically went through 3 different schemes in basically 4 years, roughly, or whatever. And like, when I'm not talking about like, oh, you know, it's a one player here, one player there. No, we're talking about going from a 4-3 to a 3-4 to more of a like a 4-3-5 set or whatever, right? Excuse me, not 4-3, 4-2-5 set right now. And yeah, they did struggle last year, but Coach Granville Eastman, who's a former HBCU head coach in North Carolina Central, he's a good one. Maynard has said that from day one, especially when they went head-to-head as opposing head coaches. He just said multiple times that you needed to give him time to let the guys really, really get into the system. And you saw flashes of brilliance against South Carolina State. It seemed like every other play, they were in the backfield putting pressure on the quarterback and also the running back, no matter what was going on in that game. And I mean, they found a way to control the line of scrimmage with their front 7, almost similar to what you saw Southern was doing against Jackson State in last week's game. But yeah, Monty Holloway has been the leader of this defense for a couple of years now, but some other guys to kind of, you know, talk about a little bit. Of course, you mentioned Quantravis Kelly and then Marcus Cushing. You have to always know where all 3 of those guys are at on the field. Then from there, if you're an opposing offense, you recognize where those guys are at, but at the same time, you have to kind of recognize that you don't want to put so much attention on them because they have the ability to basically have the next man up and be like, all right, look, if I'm taking these double teams or whatever, somebody's rolling free. So, of course, we did see a lot of improvement defensively against South Carolina State. They're hoping to kind of move on from that, build on that against a Jackson State squad that we saw I don't want to say cracked under pressure, but we noticed that Jackson State's offense didn't handle the pressure that Southern sent at them last week. And hey, everybody saw the game. They know what's up. They know how to basically game plan for that scenario. So yeah, look for A&M to throw a lot of things at Jackson State to kind of, you know, keep them off guard, especially since Jackson State is rolling out a new quarterback this week as well.
No doubt about it. Jackson State rolling out a new quarterback. Should be a very exciting game, very interesting game. Alabama A&M not having played since March 6th. Rain, we heard from our weatherman in the early part of the program, is in the forecast. Any concerns with that regarding A&M's offense?
Yeah, rain could play a major part in that. I am someone that can tell you from experience that this A&M offense kind of sputters a little bit when rain happens. In the 2019 Magic City Classic, it started pouring down rain later in the first quarter. And that was about a time where Alabama State started to kind of take control. But then once that rainstorm really got away, Alabama A&M found their footing and, picked up a big victory in overtime against their arch rival in that. So I will say that could possibly alter some things, but at the same time, football is all about a game of adjustments. I'll also say that if it really, really rolls to that, you may not see Alabama A&M maybe not take as many deep shots, but at the same time, you probably see them maybe try to run a lot of combo routes and whatnot, because, I mean, with the passing tree, you got a guy deep, a guy through the middle, and a guy in the flats. Okay, you got to make those choices as a defense. Who are you going to cover, and then who are you going to say, okay, we can let them get that, but we want to get to them as well. So, yeah, rain could be a factor or whatever and stuff. But at the same time, considering how crazy the weather has been here in North Alabama, and also the eagerness that Alabama A&M has, I'm pretty sure that's almost not even as huge of a concern as just trying to play the game this weekend really is for them.
No doubt about it. A lot on the line this weekend. Jackson State, Alabama A&M from Mississippi Veterans Memorial Stadium. It should be a good one. A lot still on the line for both teams. Looking forward to a Saturday. Mo, thank you for joining us here on the pregame show.
Hey, thank you, Charles. Hope all is well, and take care, man.
Will do.
The Cuvée Group is a Florida-based marketing and training consulting firm. We help businesses communicate to their target audience and engage them in conversation. We also help to expand their audiences, which will ultimately result in growth for those organizations. In addition to being a certified constant contact specialist, my colleagues and I are also certified in John Maxwell Leadership Principles. We use these proven principles to conduct workshops, training, and private coaching sessions for individuals and companies looking to take things to the next level. Contact us to schedule a free consultation. Issues today, don't delay, call Cuvée.
And welcome back here to the pregame show here at Mississippi Veterans Memorial Stadium, Jackson, Mississippi. A lot of things to dissect and really kind of get into with this Jackson State Alabama A&M game. When we take a look at this Alabama A&M team, last time they played against South Carolina State, a strong performance. Aquil Glass, 15 of 33, 272 yards. 4 touchdowns. He connected with a receiver, a new receiver. They already had 2 1,000-yard receivers, but Adu Hilaire, he connected with him twice for a pair of touchdowns. This offensive attack from Alabama A&M is prolific, and they get the ball up and down the field.
No doubt about it, man. And, you know, we had talked yesterday, Chuck, on that Friday Night Live from Johnny T's. We appreciate Johnny T's, as always, for hosting us on those Friday night pregame and the pregame, if you will. But, you know, we had talked about the potential of that offensive threat, their receivers getting downfield, may have a lot to do with the weather, may have a lot to do with the field conditions. Well, fast forward 24 hours, weather's not going to be a play. It's not raining. Not forecast to rain anytime during the game. Field looks much better than anyone thought it would look. So I think that potential of their vertical game, you know, still there. The balls are going to be dry the whole game. So the things that you would think would normally impact the passing game are not going to impact it. So also on that side of the ball, on the defense side of the ball for us, you know, we have Isaiah Bolden who's out. Isaiah Bolden went out last week with that shoulder injury. So got some changes from safety over to corner. Is it going to be some stepping up? Is it going to be some exploitation from the offense? Going to pick on CJ a little bit? Let's deep dive into that, man.
CJ Holmes, all SWAC performer, moving from safety to DB today. He'll have his hands full. You talk about guys like Abdul Fattah Ibrahim. He 6 catches for 81 yards on the touchdown against South Carolina State. We mentioned Adu Hilaire, Zabrian Moore. He's that other 1,000-yard receiver. And then you have the slot guy. Just like we have Warren Newsom, they have a guy, Brian Jenkins. He's also a dangerous return specialist. In terms of the weapons that Alabama A&M has, our secondary will definitely be tested today.
Yeah, and I think we're up for the test. You know, I told you last week when we were talking about the week ahead and coming into this game that if there's any particular unit that if I had to put my money on to show up, it would be our secondary. This moniker of us being the next DBU, it's not hype, it's not marketing, it's not spin. We got some talented guys back there. We had Coach on earlier, and I think all the fan base understands that offensive line has some growing to do. I think when you look at the defensive pressure or lack thereof that we get on quarterbacks, defensive line has some growing to do. But when you look at, say, the linebackers or our DBs, I think those two units, have had the most growth or have hit the most notes on being who we thought they were, being what they can be, having the most buy-in as a unit. So today, Chuck, that's where I'm going to watch on the defensive side of the ball. What plays our linebackers going to make? What plays are those secondary going to make?
Let's take a look at that. When we take a look at Jackson State's defense, they come into this game. They are the second-ranked defense in the SWAC. They're giving up 20 points a game, 317 yards, which ranks second in the SWAC as a unit. The Tigers lead the SWAC. They got 5 interceptions and got a league-high 14 sacks, 84 yards for loss. I tell you what, when you talk about dynamic duos. You talk about Keontae Hampton and Aubrey Miller. They lead the conference with 48 tackles, both of them 27 solo stops, 9.6 tackles per game. You talk about Aubrey Miller, 44 tackles, 26 stops. He's averaging 11 tackles per game. You mentioned the linebackers in the secondary. You're going to keep an eye out for what's going on with that today.
Yeah, man. We were out there early in the game in the warm-up, and your buddy who likes to bear hug you and pick you up, toss you around. like the stout stump that you are, like he's just like a lumberjack picking you up. Aubrey Miller was out there, man, and so he looks energetic. I think the guys, they got that eye of the tiger, if you will, no pun intended, that 1,000-yard stare. I talked to Prime's video people, Lotto particularly, and he told me, he said, "Hey, Neil, I got to tell you, Robert Brazile, who's here, we just talked outside. He said Robert Brazile gave one of the best pregame speeches I've ever heard given to a team."
Wow.
He said, "Man, I think they're ready. I think they're going to respond to what Hall of Famer Robert Brazile had to say to him."
And if you know anything about Robert Brazile, he can give you goosebumps when he gets into it, and he's very passionate. He loves Jackson State football, and for him to come in and give that pregame talk, coming from an NFL Hall of Famer, what do you think that does for a team?
It has to mean a lot. I step back because you got an NFL Hall of Famer in Coach Prime, but that's Coach Prime.
Sure.
And he becomes that voice in the locker room that you hear all the time. And then he's not from here. Of course, Coach Prime can say and do that. That's Deion Sanders. But to see a guy like Robert Brazile stop by and talk to him, who went to Jackson State, drafted from Jackson State, made the NFL Hall of Fame from Jackson State. For him to stop by and to pour into those young men and to get them to buy in, get them to believe, I think that does drive things home just a little bit further. We'll see how the Tigers respond to it, particularly the Tigers that play defense.
Particularly,
you had Dr. Doom come talk to you. That don't get your motor going. I don't know what does, Chuck.
I don't know what gets your motor going. It's Dr. Doom. It's Robert Brazile, one of the most iconic Jackson State Tigers of all time.
And I would tell you this, Chuck, in the most unprofessional moment on my behalf, I'm not going to let Dennis Driscoll rattle me. He can come in front. He can come in front of this camera and he can take pictures and make faces. But you can't, Dennis. You can't rattle Neely, man. Hey,
Dennis Driscoll.
This is what happens when you live. How you making it, man? It has been a great day today. Help coordinate some of Coach Prime's guests coming in. We appreciate you for that. And we're going to be bringing them on in a little while. Man, good energy out there. Great weather. Field held up. Your staff, man. And
yes.
I got to shout you guys out, man. VP, Ashley Robertson, Elise, Dennis. Man, from the COVID check-ins, Hakeem. Everybody. You start naming names, you leave some, but everybody in the staff, man, does so much stuff to make game day special and safe. I've never had so many things rammed up my nose in my entire life that I have this season. just to make sure all the protocols in place. That's how you get this sticker that lets you know you can be around the players and have access because you have tested negative. So, man, hats off again. I believe 2 more home games left. I believe that's what we got preview coming in. I believe we're going to host the SWAC championship. So we'll get there. Dennis, man, can't thank you enough. Want to thank you for our audience for the work that you do.
Appreciate it.
That's Dennis Driscoll. And then one day we're gonna get us a reverse camera so you could have seen, him trying to
Exactly.
rap us out there.
Yeah.
But Chuck, this is a great day for Tiger football, man. 1:45 on the time right now. We are 15 minutes away from kicking this game off, going to ESPN. I keep almost saying ESPN2.
We're on the big one today.
No, we're on ESPN, and that's it. There's nothing else after. We're on ESPN at 2 o'clock.
We're on the steak today.
I know Chad is going to come on. Chad Ford from that Dark Side Defense is going to come on with us and help us take us into, to kickoff. So that'll be some great conversation there. Got Robert Brazil out there. Got Leon. Got a couple more special guests going to stop by. There'll be halftime, post game. We may do some special recorded interviews throughout the game while the game is going on. But there's going to be a lot happening on the pregame show for the next 15 minutes and for the rest. It's crazy, Chuck. It's crazy out there, Chuck.
I believe it. I've been here in the comfy confines of the media room while you've been out there ripping and running.
Man, when I tell you my right guard done went left, y'all, hey, any deodorant sponsors out there who want to come on and step up and take care of us on the pregame show, man, just like we got this Tiger water sitting here and we got Tiger hand size up, man, we'll put your deodorant on. Because by the time Neely and Chuck get out there bouncing around the team and going up those climbing out that window to get on the roof.
Yeah, climbing out the crow's nest.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
I saw my guy up there, man. ESPN cameraman. That's my guy, man.
I know, man. You guys have a bromance going up there when you get on the roof.
Yeah, I'm gonna get that camera again.
No doubt about it.
You don't know it yet, but I'm gonna get that.
You don't know it yet, huh? Well, I tell you what, we'll take a break right here on the Black College Sports Network. It is Bishop and Neely.
This is the Dean of the College of HBCU Sports, Kenyatta Cavill of Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Come mix it up in the lab where the course lecture is in session every Tuesday from 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time on Facebook Live, YouTube Spreaker, or the BCSN app. As we discuss all things about the HBCU sports culture, including exploring the week that was in the sporting HBCU diaspora, as well as the upcoming week of HBCU sports. With me, the Dean, the College of HBCU Sports, on Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Course lecture dismissed.
If you're looking for quality seafood with friendly service, then the Fish Shack is the place for you. We're fast, fresh, and convenient, and ready to serve you today. You can order online and come in, or pick up your food curbside. We have outdoor seating as well. Need something to cool your taste buds? We have tasty daiquiris that you're sure to love. So come see us today at the Fish Shack in Byram, where we have great seafood and good daiquiris.
This is Ryan Fulford. AD Drew and I are co-hosts of the BCSN Sports Wrap. We talk about all things related to HBCU athletics. From the games, teams, coaches, and fan interest stories, we cover it all. You can find our shows on Facebook at BCSN Sports Wrap, YouTube at MyJBN Online, and everywhere you listen to podcasts like Anchor, Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcasts. You can also find the show on the Jericho Broadcast Network's app. Make sure to download. We look forward to you joining the conversation and being a part of the show.
It's never too early to plant the seed, to share the tradition, and instill a sense of pride in your HBCU with your little ones. HBCU Pride and Joy Children's Boutique helps you share your school spirit with a wide selection of adorable kids' apparel and accessories officially licensed from your favorite HBCU. Visit hbcupridejoy.com and follow us on all social media at HBCU Pride Joy on Facebook and Twitter.
Okay, so how long have you been coming to Stanford?
Since 1987. I've forever loved Stan's Burgers because the people, they're real people. They help the community, and their family own and operate. And the food, the quality, and service has always been phenomenal. And anywhere I'm at, I always recommend people to them. It's great food, and you get enough love for your money. If you need a good place to eat and you want a good environment to support the community and support the effort of the Jackson community, I recommend Stan's Super Burger to you because, like I said,
Since 2002, Empowerment Resources, Inc., a nonprofit organization, has empowered more than 1,500 youth and adults in Duval and surrounding counties. Through its programs, Journey into Womanhood, Girls Mentoring, Life Skills for Teens, and parenting education coaching. To get involved with programs, volunteer, or donate, visit www.empowermentresourcesinc.org. Follow us on social media, facebook.com/empowerment.resources and instagram.com/empowermentJAX.
Have you had your Earthblend coffee today? At Earthblend Coffee, we take pride in offering you the very best of beans across the world.
And welcome back to the Black College Sports Network, the pregame show here from Mississippi Veterans Memorial Stadium. And as always, you never know who might stop by the pregame show. We have with us one of the finest actors in Hollywood. He is in Jackson, Mississippi right now, filming another project. The actor Leon, welcome in.
Hey, my pleasure, my pleasure.
No doubt about it. Well, you're working on a project here in Jackson. What exactly are you working on?
Working on a movie called A Day to Die.
Okay.
With myself, Kevin Dillon, Bruce Willis, Frank Grillo. Really good cast, action film.
No doubt about it. You got an opportunity to kind of experience a little bit of the pregame here at Jackson.
Yeah, got a lot of it, but I was in the office with Prime Time, so we was joining it up a little bit.
No doubt about it. You and Prime, you guys have a relationship prior to him coming to Jackson?
To be perfectly honest with you, I hadn't really met him physically today. We've talked on the phone. His fiance Tracy, I'm actually doing a show with her, and she let me know how big of a fan he was of mine. Of course, I'm a fan of his, so
right.
It was kind of a natural thing.
Well, we're all fans of your work. You've done such iconic work. I'm always curious when you talk to an actor of your caliber. How did you start in the business? How did you sort of get the acting bug, if you will?
It found me. I was on a basketball scholarship at Loyola Marymount University, and a graduate film student chased me down campus and begged me to be in a movie. And I was like, well, why don't you get someone in the theater arts department?
Right.
And he was just like, no, there's something about you. You have something. And I think you're going to be in the movies. I want to be the first one to do it. So I felt very comfortable doing it, just the way you feel as though when you meet someone for the first time and you talk to them and you seem like you've known them much longer than the time you spent with them.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way I felt when I was on the set. So I changed my major, became a drama major, and I started working on my craft.
The rest is history. You've been, I literally watched the 5 Heartbeats a couple of nights ago. You scene stealing in that. Tremendous work, but just so many projects that you've been a part of, always doing tremendous work. Have you had an opportunity to kind of experience the HBCU experience, if you will?
Yeah, during the course of my career, I've made several appearances at historically Black colleges, whether it be talking to the theater program or just coming to the homecoming game, depending on my schedule. I'm very much pro-Black and I'm pro-youth, and they are our future. And I believe that anytime I can give them some knowledge or even just show up just to let them know that I care is something that I always do.
No doubt about it. Well, we thank you for stopping here by the pregame show, giving us a little bit of your time. And I tell you what, I'm going to give you an opportunity to catch some of this football game, Jackson State and Alabama A&M. Thank you, as always, for just stopping by and giving us time.
Well, I'm glad I can come, and let's get a win.
There you go. Got to get the win. No doubt.
All right.
Appreciate
you,
man.
All right.
No doubt about it. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back with Chad Ford to close.
Have you had your Earthblend coffee today? At Earthblend Coffee, we take pride in offering you the very best of beans across the world, blended and roasted to perfection, giving you superior quality and satisfying and flavorful taste. Experience the world in one cup with Earthblend Coffee.
If you're looking for quality seafood with friendly service, then the Fish Shack is the place for you. We're fast, fresh, and convenient, and ready to serve you today. You can order online and come in, or pick up your food curbside. We have outdoor seating as well. Need something to cool your taste buds? We have tasty daiquiris that you're sure to love. So come see us today at the Fish Shack in Byram, where we have great seafood and good daiquiris.
Follow the Black College Sports Network and all of our shows on YouTube. You can find us at MyJBN Online and on all social media at MyBCSN1.
Okay, so how long have you been coming to Stanford?
Since 1987. I've forever loved Stan's Burgers because the people, they're real people. They help the community, and their family own and operate. And the food, the quality, and service has always been phenomenal. And anywhere I'm at, I always recommend people to them. It's great food, and you get enough love for your money. If you need a good place to eat and you want a good environment to support the community and support the effort of the Jackson community, I recommend Stan's Super Burger to you because, like I said,
The Cuvée Group is a Florida-based marketing and training consulting firm. We help businesses communicate to their target audience and engage them in conversation. We also help to expand their audiences, which will ultimately result in growth for those organizations. In addition to being a certified constant contact specialist, my colleagues and I
And welcome back to the pregame show. It's Charles Bishop, is Neely. As always, we bring in Jackson State icon Chad Ford. I tell you what, part of the Black College National Championship team, 1995, 1996, back-to-back SWAC champions. Chad, you always kind of close things up for us here with the pregame show. Talk to us a little bit about what you need to see from this Jackson State team.
What we need to see from the onset, we've been talking about for the last several weeks. Coach Primus has touched on it several times. Let's get out to a fast start. Let's establish a presence inside. Let's be consistent. And again, make the plays that we're supposed to make when we're supposed to make them. Believe in what you're doing, but more important, believe in who you are. You are Jackson State University football Tiger. You just got to get out and perform and play like it.
No doubt about it. This Alabama A&M team, they have not been on the field since March 6th. You talk about getting off to a fast start. It's going to be imperative that Jackson State gets this offense up and rolling early.
Exactly. Alabama A&M has been very well known for being fundamentally sound, very technically sound and well coached. They're going to come out, even though they had some time off, maybe they cut away from practice time, but it still is not going to take away from what they're going to try to come out here and do. And that's try to defeat us. So we got to get out quickly, make our pre-snap reads. Again, make the plays we're supposed to make and be consistent, move the ball, keep the defense off the field so they can get a chance to recharge and reset. And we got to continue to put points on the board.
No doubt about it. Your defensive tackle, man, got to get that push on this NFL caliber quarterback, Aqeel Glass.
Oh, of course. And unfortunately for us, up front, the D-line has been inconsistent. And with us playing on our heels, that means linebackers can't get into space to make plays. So it's very imperative we get that push-up field, be disruptive in the middle, set that edge where they can't turn the corner so we can contain him and let our DBs do what they do best to make plays.
You mentioned something there, set the edge. For the fan who doesn't know what that means, what does that mean?
Setting the edge means create a containment. Don't allow him to turn the corner. Get to the sideline and turn the corner, because when you do that, it creates pursuit. And on the defense, you have pursuit lanes. But then when he turns the corner and then cuts back, then you kind of see people tend to over pursue because, of course, they got momentum going to where the ball is. So you want to set that edge so he can't get a chance to turn the corner and be consistent with it. That means linebackers can now get into space and get into that reason flow and come back and make plays and run support.
One of the matchups that we talked about is Alabama A&M's receivers going against Jackson State secondary. Jackson State actually leads the SWAC in interceptions, but I know you'll have an eye toward that matchup as well.
Oh, of course. I mean, our DBs are very good athletes. You know, they're very good athletes. We do a lot of good things schematically. Do a lot of great things schematically. So the main thing we need to do is help them out by getting a push up front.
No doubt about it. It looks like my guy Neely, he is plugged back in up there on the roof. Neely, what you got?
Hey, man, I missed a lot of what Chad was talking about. I heard him talking about D-line and containment and setting that edge and how important that is. But Chad, Chuck, let me show you what else is important.
There we go.
Look at that.
Yeah, I see it.
Man, the great energy. Here's a nice little breeze. Field held up again pretty well during the warm-ups. Coach Prime led the Tigers out. We're showing 35 seconds away from kickoff. You know, the team is already out. Anthem has already been played. Game is coming live on ESPN at 2 p.m. I know Chad's going to be back with us post-game and halftime. Hey, Chuck, man, what a great interview you did with Leon, man. You had the 5 heartbeats on, man.
I had one of the 5 heartbeats on here on the pregame show. How about that?
Yeah.
I'll take it, man. I'll take it. Great stuff. Hey, man, you're up on the roof. I'm going to get up there in a second and join you. I feel the energy from out there. Hey, it's time to, like Cardi B said, it's time to get it up.
Yeah, man.
That's right,
Cardi
man.
B is playing right now. It's up and it's stuck. So we'll stay here, Chuck. You and Chad just keep talking. We'll stay here until the ball kicks off. You know, we're not doing anything conflicting to ESPN. They're not doing anything to us, so we can run a little long. So if you guys want to continue that conversation, go right ahead, and we'll just we'll be here.
No doubt about it. You know, Chad. Yeah, you mentioned it in terms of containment and talking about this quarterback Aquil Glass, and we have talked ad nauseum in terms of what the Jackson State defense has to do. But let me flip it around a little bit. Starting a new quarterback today, Quincy Casey. Offensively, getting off to a fast start. What does that look like for you?
Getting him comfortable in what he's doing. You know, play call progression, getting the rhythm of the ball game. You know, getting the feel for the ball game, so he can also make those adjustments, and also, you know, he can also, you know, tell the coach what he sees, what he feel like it might work, what might not work. So, getting him comfortable, getting the offense established, and getting him in a position to where he's able to make the plays that he can make, because he's a very athletic quarterback.
No doubt about it.
Guys, here goes the kickoff. Ball game is underway. Opening kickoff, fielded by Alabama A&M. They're coming toward us in the south end zone. And there we have it, man. We are live now on ESPN2, so we're going to turn it over to them. Chuck, Chad, get with
y'all. All the Tigers got the hump.
All the Tigers got the hump.
Chad,
we're ready to go.
You join us. We'll be back at halftime.
Yes, sir. Appreciate
no doubt about it. We'll be back at halftime. It's Neely Bishop. It's the pregame show here on the Black College Sports Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and for all those who's listening and watching it from around the world. And we are now live from the corner of Dalton and Lynch Street. It's the show where we take you inside the game before the game begins. It's the Pregame. Brought to you by Chambers and Galen Law Firm with your host, Charles Bishop and Neely. So get ready, because we pregame harder than the other show's party. It's the Pregame.